Hello, and welcome to the blogging pod. In the wake of intense interest over the Epstein files, this administration has shifted its focus in a way that feels like enforcement and more like force. The moves have been clear: deployments from the military, sweeping changes in the FBI, and massive budget surges for ICE, all framed as protecting the country. But the real world numbers suggest a different picture. Washington, D.C. has effectively been taken over by federal presence, with the FBI visibly embedded on the streets, and according to statements from within the administration, similar operations are being prepared for many blue states. Whether those moves also conveniently pull public attention away from the Epstein files. The FBI under this administration is authorized to have about 38,000 total personnel, including agents and support staff, but they are operating well below that target. Since January, hundreds of career FBI employees have been fired or forced out, with reporting confirming at least five senior officials pushed to resign, dozens of mid level supervisors dismissed, and large numbers of career agents removed, particularly those tied to political sensitive cases. One of the most telling moves was the transfer of roughly 1,500 personnel out of Washington to field offices and to a secondary headquarters in Alabama. Although the Bureau hasn't released a precise total of how many employees it has lost, multiple sources describe a staffing shortfall significant enough that the leadership itself has admitted the FBI is not fully manned. The shortage has been underscored by the redeployment of about 120 agents, many with no local policing background, no to patrol the streets of DC, a task far from their core mission. And the Department of Justice, the staffing gaps are even more measurable. Since January, the Civil Rights Division alone has lost 368 employees, combining both retirement and resignations. The Federal Programs Branch, which defends the administration policies in court, has seen 69 of its roughly 110 attorneys walk away, nearly two-thirds of its workforce. The Public Integrity Section responsible for prosecuting corruption has lost at least 11 prosecutors this year. Internal documents reveal that roughly 4,500 DOJ positions are now vacant, following a government buyout program with proposals already on the table to permanently eliminate more than 5,000 jobs. Making matters worse, a strict hiring freeze has been in place since the start of the administration and was extended again in July, meaning there is no realistic prospect of replacing the people who have left in the near term. While exact department wide percentages aren't officially confirmed, the combined losses in key divisions point toward an agency functioning with a fraction of its intended strength, lending weight to insider claims that some parts of DOJ are down by as much as 90%. Then there's ICE, the agency receiving the largest funding boost in its history. Before this year, ICE's annual budget was in the range of $8 to $10 billion. The administration's 2026 request bumped that to about $11.3 billion, supporting just over 21,000 full-time positions. But the so-called Big Beautiful Bill changed the scale entirely, bumping it an additional $29.9 billion for the enforcement and deportations and $45 billion for detention expansions over the next 4 years. That has set ICE on a path to an annual budget of $27 to $30 billion, triple what it had been before, making it the most heavily funded federal law enforcement agency in the country. Yet for all the money, the staffing gap remains. ICE has promised to hire 10,000 new officers, but as of mid August, they have extended only about 1,000 tentative job offers, and those hires still need to clear vetting and training. Even with the incentives like $50,000 signing bonus, student loan repayment, and the removal of age limits for new hires, the pace of recruitment has been slow. Meanwhile, the agency is already $1 billion over budget, with more than a quarter of the fiscal year left, raising questions about how sustainable the spending really is. Taken together, the numbers make the administration claims of scaling enforcement into blue states look far less certain. The FBI is under strength. The DOJ is hemorrhaging attorneys with no way to replace them. And ICE is flush with cash but far from meeting its staffing goals. On paper, these agencies are being positioned as tools of aggression, federal control, in practice, for the hollowing out of personnel. The freeze of hiring and the rapid burn through record budgets suggest that gap between the rhetoric and the reality is widening. And the gap is exactly where public attention on other matters quietly disappears. Today's sources come from FBA launches wide range round of cuts. Sources say Reuters, how sweeping exploits have thrown the FBI into chaos. Wall Street Journal. FBI dispatching agents to D.C. streets as administration weighs calling National Guard. Washington Post. Justice Department buyouts leave thousands of positions vacant. Bloomberg Law. Trump extends federal hiring freeze with some exceptions. Governor X. ICE burning through cash as deportations ramp up. Axios. ICE offers big bonuses as it struggles to meet hiring goals. AP News. DHS preps for major ICE expansion, rankling local law enforcement. The Week. ICE budget to triple under administration enforcement bill. Political Fact. Thank you for listening. Until next time, bye-bye for now.